Come one, come all. When it comes to lyrics, I bring them. In spring, I sing and fall. I call out to all the ones who had a hard day. I prepared a place on my dance floor. The time is now for you to party. I thought it would be a good chance for you to move. House music always soothes, so get with the flow, let's go. Yo, can you rock to a house group tempo? It's so. Then shall we let the games begin? We're better up position, can you be? And I'm on fire, the flame's too hot to doubt. The pool is open, come into my house. Don't make me wait, come into my house. Give me body, don't make me wait, come into my house. Give me body. Here's a dance step from Alan Kika, bass and treble flow through the speakers, ride the rhythm. I know it's gonna reach you, I'm the queen, Latifah. Now it's time to run through it. 45 King, do it, yeah, there you go. I told you could do it, now did you enjoy it? I knew it, dance to the beat of the drum. Give me some with the flavor unit. I come to say, ride the groove line. Don't swing the pipe bomb, listen to the smooth line. Throw away the white line. It's a house party I'm hosting. Come and rock with the one who's chosen. He can't turn me inside out. For those who dare to come into my house.
Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon. How is everyone doing today? Excuse me. Allergies kicking my butt. Let me say this. Welcome to my queendom. I am Astute Queen Bee, and this is my channel. It's called Astute Queen Bee's Thoughts. Over here, I give my personal opinion of how I feel of situations that go on YouTube or that I may see in real life. But my biggest thing is to help sisters and brothers try to bring them down at the end of the day. Not in a bad way, meaning, we all have a lot going on in life and people are very, very busy. And we don't take time to take care of ourselves. I am I am one of those people that I could take that to the chest. I'm a stand in that. I do certain things that I should not do. That's because my heart is so kind. But I have learned not to allow people to take advantage of me because I'm too kind. People think because I like to talk that I'm always talking. I'm an introvert. I like to talk when I feel like talking. But when it comes to emergencies and families, I make sure it's my business that they can get in contact with me. So a lot of people are going through things. And I started this channel because I wanted men and women, because men need therapy as well. A lot of men need therapy and they don't know that they need it. So a lot of people can't afford to go to therapy. So what I do is I use the daily devotions because they are to help you through your everyday storm. When you're going through something heavy, something stressful, or whatever, you can go to the daily devotions and listen to them and see if whatever's going on with you that time and that date, see if it fits. Because sometimes you can be going through a day, it could be a good day, it could start off good and end up in a bad day. And then sometimes it's like, I just need a stress reliever. I need something positive to fill my spirit so I can say, okay, God, I know everything happens for a reason, but we always want to know the reason. Sometimes He tell us and sometimes He don't. So with that, you have to make sure that you don't waste that time on frivolous things, on bad things. Because if you're waiting for something, for God to bless you with something good in your life, you can't be running in chaos and shenanigans. You just It don't work that way. Also, I realized that a lot of people, a lot of older women have gotten to a place because I guess they're bored or that makes them take go back to when they were young. So they stay in the shenanigans that's going on YouTube or they start it because I don't understand how women, any woman, especially over 50, could partake in talking about people's kids, talking about people's relatives, looking at people's interest. I just don't understand it, and I'm trying to understand because that's the part of life I don't understand. I don't live my life in chaos. I try to live my life in peace because if you don't have no peace in your life, I don't understand where you can where you can your mind is that mentally. Because don't you want peace in your life? Don't you want to have somebody that brings peace in your life? Just even just being home alone. That works for me. That gives me peace. When nobody's bothering me, that gives me peace. We all need a peace of mind, especially when going through so much. So the daily devotions help me, and I felt like they would help you guys when you're having one of those days where you just need a kind word or like people drive around in their car and listen. Like I said, I think I might make this into a podcast, but I'm not 100% sure. Because then if I do that, it makes it easier. Because I know that I'm not the type of person yet, I'll say yet, that has gotten into really dug it into fully how YouTube works. I know I get copyright claims, but those I know are from the certain songs that I play. Certain songs that I play. And since not monetized, I'm not stressing off of them because I love music. I love poetry. I love a lot of different things. So I like doing graphics. That has always been a passion of mine. But it's a lot I have to go through in life. Like hell, I ain't scared to say nothing. Like I'm that type of person that if I'm gonna keep it 100, I'm gonna keep it 100, and I can't help it. I need to have knee replacements from an old car accident I had. So that has hindered a lot of my growth. But I decided to take upon myself, and I'm going to make sure that I am in a better space at a better time. I literally want to make myself available to people because I don't have a problem with talking. I can help anybody out of any situation, but I can't help myself out of my own. And I still try to figure that out, and it doesn't work. Again, if anybody comes in chat, I would appreciate if you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you wish, and I would truly appreciate it. And this video is just something I felt like babbling about because there's a lot of things that people don't understand or know about me. Um, I'm a very kind-hearted person. I'm honest to a fault sometimes. I don't like to take advantage of people. I'm a person that is true to their word, and I understand that everybody lives a different life. Everybody comes from a different experience, but I know not to judge them for their experience. The only time I feel like I say anything about something or someone doing something crazy is if people are going after people's family members or harassing people for no reason, I might say something there. But other than that, I mind my business. Life is a little crazy for me right now, but I have to make sure I continue to put in the work to make things do what they're supposed to do. I am a person that enjoys my space, my peace, my and I love my friends. I'm a real cornball, people call me. Yeah, people call me strange. Not really strange, but they say that I have a strange attitude. And I'm like, no, you just can't read my attitude on my face unless I'm pissed. The other reason why I started YouTube is I wanted to learn to cut myself down from cursing a lot. That sounds funny, but it's the truth. I cuss a lot and I know that I do, and I'm trying to take it down. So I know that they don't really like people cussing on air. And I try not to cuss. Once a blue moon, I may slip up. I want people to know that I'm not the type of individual that begs or tries to um be a part of a group or anything like that. I like the people that I like. And I learned that a lot of them don't get along with each other. So I keep it simple. I talk to who I talk to, and that's my business. And I don't bring it to YouTube because it don't belong on YouTube. But I want to say thank you, and I appreciate the beautiful and stunning learning to love myself. Beautiful Kim Bird. I don't want to use a name. BJ Dez. Just Valencia. Compose Off with Bay. I thank them for understanding me and knowing that I'm not the type of individual that's out here starting trouble. They understand that from what I see, because I believe if people thought I was not a genuine person, they would not talk to me. Now, I may sit and watch the mess. If I see something crazy, I may comment. But I'm not a person that jumps out of a window to cover someone else's behind. I just say how I feel about a situation and what I feel is right. People are going to do what they want to do with their life. But when does enough become enough? When does time start to matter to you? When does life start to matter to you? Because we all have a choice in this life. God gave us that for a reason. So it's up to you as an individual to decide what you think is right and what you think is wrong. When you feel like expressing yourself, when you don't. I want people to stop thinking that everybody is stupid. I saw and heard something the other day that I did not quite like. I think somebody was just trying to be slick and get over on another person. I don't like people like that. Those are users, especially if they're not a person that you deal with on the regular. Excuse me. I just wish people would stop using other YouTubers to get clicks and views. I hope that soon some people, some adults, because I would say mostly adults, especially the people over 50 that play in the chaos, back in the playground of chaos. I hope that they wake up soon and know that's not how that goes. That's not how that goes. Like, is that what you do in your real life? Well, if anyone comes through, just hit the like button. I would truly appreciate it. It's just me venting about life in real life and YouTube life. I feel bad that so many people have gotten caught up in YouTube mess that it has taken it into people's real lives. I feel bad that people that don't know you, even if they know you, can actually do the things that I've seen people do or say. That type of stuff breaks my heart because it's like, what is wrong with this world? I know that there are wars going on in other countries, but us as black people, we are at war on each other, and I don't understand it. It still seems like it's in this place back in the 60s where these people couldn't sit here, these people couldn't sit there. But it's like women are just ripping each other apart. And it's like, for what? When something dramatic happens in your life, especially with your health, and God blesses you with a second chance on this earth, don't waste it. Go beyond the mess. Go into your own space. Think about it. Would you do certain things when without someone else? Like, we make sometimes I think we make life harder than it has to be. And I know I have done that for myself. And I'm not speaking for everyone, but if this shoe fits you, then wear it and understand it. This is not about judging anyone. This is about being honest and knowing that sometimes things get to a point where it's like, okay, you have to decide what's best for you and what's not. Because people will love to hurt you, love to destroy something you have built because of jealousy. And that's in real life. I've watched people do it. I've watched a woman go through a lot with a boss, and she didn't know why. Her boss picked and picked at her, talked crazy to her, and she was like so confused. I mean, she said she barely saw the woman, but for her to act the way that she did towards her was crazy. Life is crazy. People will try to hurt you just to make themselves feel better about themselves. Life is challenging at times, but it's what you do in response to it. Because if something happens, no matter where you're at, what is your response going to be to it? Because realize sometimes you don't even need to respond. Another person can't argue with somebody that's not responding. But just always be aware and remind yourself of what the things the person has said or done to you. Because trust, they'll get back what they got coming as long as you live them right. Now, I said I was going to tell this little story. It's about my stepson. I love him to death. And no disrespect to anyone or any race or any, that's just how we play. Um, and please hit the like button. I appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel. Again, this is just a little, almost almost like a dear diary. Just things that I think of when I express them. And sometimes I just feel like talking, but I don't always have to talk to a person. Again, because I like my freedom to be able to move and do and go as I please. And when you're in a relationship, sometimes that's kind of hard. But I have been in places in my life where I try to figure people out. Try to figure out what is it you want from me. I have learned that people can stand in your face and tell you how much they love you, they couldn't live without you, but they can't do right by you. How does that make sense? And then I think of Martell, a hotel, I'll call him. In my opinion, that man has a serious problem, and it was never seen outside of his household. And to me, I believe, one, he can't blame anybody for his destruction but himself. I hate manipulative sociopaths because they really believe everything is all about them. I have watched that show since the beginning, and how he has treated her and done the things he has done to her. That man will have no good come to him until he do right by her. That girl and that little girl that he messed with and had a child with. Um, Nobody put her name out there on, and if Mel said it, if she did, oh well. But that girl went on Instagram and told her own stuff. She told who she was. Nobody knew who she was. I don't care how many times they said that girl name. Nobody knew who she was. She had to be seen. So she stepped out of the closet. Nobody pulled her out of that closet. She pulled herself out of that closet. She told who she was. You could say a person name, there's 11 people with those names. She told who she was. That man, if you call that boy, excuse me, because he's not a man. He's a man child. That man child needs deep, serious therapy. That man child needs to wake up and be a man and stand in his and apologize to that woman. And I mean to his ex-wife. Men have a thing. Well, I say he has a thing with oral activities, as you see. And he complained why that Mel wasn't doing it. Who wants to do that when you know that your husband is cheating? Why would you want to do that when you know that thing has been other places? Why would you want to do that to them when you know that his body parts have been other places? People don't think of that fully. When I watch a show, I think of it fully. That man has been riding that woman, has been riding Melody Cherie back all his life. I don't know what's up with his mama. That's not my business. I'm not talking about his mother or his kids. But that man, child, has no respect for anyone, not even himself. Because if he had an ounce of respect, he would not be doing the things he's doing. Sheree has no self respect, which we all know. Because he's in the middle of all this mess. But you want to act like he's your boyfriend? That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. I don't understand how people think. I don't understand how people believe their nonsense, especially when they know it's fake and false. It's hilarious to me. Just like when they showed them dancing, and I guess they was out in front of Black or whatever with them bottles. Nobody was dancing on beat. Nobody. Everybody was doing their own little move, trying to show the little liquor. What's the name? Showing her hair oil and Destiny doing whatever she was doing. I don't know. But I just know that those people are crazy. They act like people cannot search them. You can Google anybody. Anybody. If you know their name, you can Google anybody. If you got the money, you could pay to get all their information. Some people don't seem to understand that. And if you want to fake the funk, do it in a different way. If you want to fake it till you make it, you got to do it in a different way. Because to turn on the person that feeds you is hilarious to me. And for that girl Tisha, she just as dumb as her mother because you asked Mel how to do things. She gave you the blueprint. She said she would give you the blueprint of what to do. She needed to stop acting like she didn't want to leave her husband at that point. But then again, I think she can't only because since he claims that everything is in her name. So that's why he won't leave. But he ain't thinking about her or those kids. That's just the, what do you call it? That's the representative. They show the people the representatives of who they are. Until people in the background find out and be like, that ain't what happened. Then people have lied in our faces. And to me, Carlos does good work. But Carlos need to worry about his own cast and stay out of housewives, business. You don't deal with them. You may be friends with some of them, but stop playing games in our faces. Why don't you hold Martell's feet to the fire? That man is on the loose like somebody with rabies, and he's just running amok. He is just literally causing havoc. And if Carlos King doesn't wake up, he won't handle programs on own. Now, and also, people have to be straight stupid to believe anything Martell says. Reason why I say that? Because since the beginning of time, since they all she's been going off about his business, telling what he's done to her and all of a sudden that man has never gone live with that girl ever. For nothing. Never ever. He don't jump on her lives, nothing. So you try to fix it before people got their minds. Child, if you, especially y'all in the country, I know it ain't gonna take but a hot second to let somebody loose in Alabama. It's gonna take a minute before somebody gets to it. Or especially if it ain't something real serious, they're gonna let you go. They just process you and let you go. But you still get it still be a semi charge, even if the prosecutors don't pick it up. If it happened more than once or a couple of times, prosecutors will pick it up. State will pick it up. But that I feel sorry a little bit for that young lady because she's in love with a man. And I say she's in love with a man, but she's in love with his representative. See, she believes anything he tells her. She could be standing outside. He could talk about, "Ooh, look at the moon," and it's daylight, and the moon is gone, and the sun is out. It's the sun. But if he tell her it's the moon, she will believe it. It seems like she questions nothing he says. I feel sorry for her because I wish she had someone in her life that would tell her and show her that's not right to put yourself to the side for somebody else. And exactly somebody else's husband. She would know that she should still have a life. Hell, he dating or play dating or whatever he doing, girl, go find you a man. Then you might be able to get loose from them toxic soul ties you got with Martell. Because I don't care what you do, how many kids you have from him, how much you take up for him, whatever. He's never, unless you come up with some good money, he's never gonna put you first. And I feel bad for her for that. See, we all have made mistakes in life. It's up to you to fix them, repair it, apologize, and take it to God. God forgives us even when we can't forgive ourselves. We've all done things we're not happy about in life, but we don't sit and let it fester. We don't, well, you shouldn't anyway. Do something about it. Change your trajectory of your life and get away from that. Because you can't tell it's toxic and it's eating you up and it's messing with your spirit or your body. See, I tell my cousin and my friends all the time. When you don't handle something the right way, it will take control of your body. If you are stressed beyond belief, it will affect your body as well. So, when that time comes in your life, sit back and think of what it is that's bothering you. Again, you could take the time to write it down. Let's see what's bothering you. Life is full of ups and downs, roller coaster rides, all of that. But it's up to you to figure out how you're going to ride that ride. It's up to you to figure that out. I'm 55 years old, and certain things I'm just figuring out. Why? I was sheltered as a child, and I say that all the time. And my mother passed away when I was young and was sick during my teens. So, life I had to learn on my own. I learned what not to do, what I should do, what I shouldn't do. And I look at things when it comes to life and other people. I look at them and I think, let me figure this out. Because that's a little strange. That's a little strange. So, again, anyone comes in the building, I would appreciate if you hit the like button. I'm just having a conversation, more like talking out loud. Because, like I tell you, I have a lot of things on my mind, and I try to clear some space by talking. So that's what I do. And I said I'm going to use this as like a little journal sometimes when I'm in a mood and think and put out what's on my mind. Like I said, I don't care if it's a TV show, a topic, a devotional, whatever is on my mind at that moment. That is what I will post. I mean, it may sound crazy to some people, and that's why I'm okay with that. But when you're an only child, you learn to deal with things and handle life on your own as you grow. And you use that sometimes to your advantage, and sometimes you don't use it at all when you should. But people think that, oh, you're an only child, you don't know about siblings, and you don't know how it is to be somebody, how to deal with a sister or brother. I do know what that feeling is. I had a cousin was like a brother to me. His mother is my cousin. I call her mom. She's not my mother, and I know that. But she was always my second mother to me. And he was like my brother, but he's really my cousin. I never told nobody he was my brother. I always said he's still my cousin. Period. But that's how tight we were tight like that. We lived together for periods of time, and he was like my best friend. But now he has become a different individual, and we don't talk. I love him, but I love him from a distance because he has a slick mouth, and so do I. And I know if I have a conversation that needs to be had, it may not turn out well. So I'm still figuring that out. I'm still figuring out. I have to get a car. They told my car was a mess. My car accident. Let them take it. I was like, take it. I don't care. I junked it and called it a day. I'm a self sufficient person. Broke or not broke, I'm self sufficient. I do things on my own because life is yours. Life to decide what you do with it and how you move through it. Have you ever felt like you are the only person that is in your life? You have family, you have friends, but you still feel like you are completely alone. Not in a bad way. Some people, it may be a bad thing, but When you learn as a child that you have to learn to take care of yourself, you learn to be like, okay, no problem. I'll do that. I have to do that. That's my job. But make sure you put some passion in there while you're at it. Put some thanks to God's in there while you're at it. Make sure that you are allowing yourself to breathe through every circumstance that happens in life. I wish that the world was in a different space and place at this time because there is so much more that we need to learn, to explore. It's sad and it breaks my heart that they're also taking Black history out of certain schools. It's bad enough they stop gym in certain schools, which I think is insane. It's like, who is raising our children? See, parents seem to forget it is our job to raise our children. It's not the school's job to raise them. It is the teacher's job to teach them, but it's also your job to teach them. You're supposed to teach them the main 10 things, I could say 10 things, that they need to know in life to help them blossom and grow as individuals, not to follow the pack, not to be the troublemaker. We as people, especially we as Black people, are raising our kids in a different time. And I believe that younger parents, should take some of the rules out of the handbook, should I say? Because there are too many young kids that think it's okay to be disrespectful to their elders, to cuss at their elders, to yell at their elders, and talk to them crazy. And I mean that's in person. I'm talking about personally. I've seen, and I'm like, wait a minute. And hear a lot of people say, I don't care how old you are, you my elder, but if you disrespect me, I'm gonna disrespect you too. I understand what people mean, but again, I was raised different, and I raised my son the same way. I've torn my son's tail up anytime he does something he knew he had a business doing. But I also made sure before you get this butt beaten, I'm gonna let you know why you getting it. Some of these kids need their tails told up. They just do. Because if you don't chastise them or punish them for things that they have done, trust and believe, unless they continue to stay on the right road or the right track, they're gonna end up in the clinksters, and then they're gonna learn how to keep things clean and neat and be respectful and be told what to do. They don't be wanting their parents to tell them what to do, but they rather go get themselves in trouble, go to jail, and then be complaining about why. And they complaining why? Because you didn't listen. Because you wanted to go out there and do what you wanted to do. You didn't want to listen to me. I tell my son all the time, I ain't never told you nothing for you to go to jail. So ain't no reason for you to go to jail. And you go to jails if you aren't defending your own self. Other than that, no, I don't accept it. People accept that. I'm not, and I told them I'm not coming to visit. I'm not sending care packages. You put yourself in jail, that's your problem. And that brings back to Martella Melody. Melody has rocked with that man. She has covered for that man. Excuse me. She has covered for that man for many, many years. People don't seem to get that. They just mad because God has said, girl, I'm pulling you out of this one way or another. I'm gonna make sure you pay attention as I'm pulling you through this storm. As long as you pay attention, you will be blessed on the other side. See, his hate for Mel made God's love for her glow even harder and stronger. That's why she is flourishing. Nope, people act like she's putting on an act. I don't believe that. People try to say, oh, who was that? No, that was Stormy that said, you can't come up with a product that fast to take years. She's been working on her product for years. All she had to do was change the name. All she did was change the name, dummy. Just saying. Sorry, didn't mean to call her a dummy. But they all shall reap what they sow on that show. Every last one of them. And unless they get rid of most of that cast, it's still gonna be problems. It's still gonna be problems. Martell has no respect for anyone. He lies to his mother. He lies to everyone. So that is a man child that should not be trusted. It's sad that Sheree is that desperate that she will bring this fool into her life and introduce him to her kids. Girl, you don't know what you're messing with. You don't. That's just like women that deal with men that like to be abusive. Why? Why? Please somebody tell me why. Somebody tell me why. What is the thrill of getting your tail whooped by a man? I know there are a lot of women that have been through abusive relationships, and I pray for them each and every day. And I thank God that was never me. Like I hear a lot of stories, and I'm like, oh my God, God has pulled you through. Because me, I think I would break. People think, oh, you're so strong, you could do this, you do that, and you never break a sweat. No, I don't break a sweat in everybody's face. I break that sweat when I get by myself. I can scream, holler, shout, cry, do whatever I want. And men, thinking, speaking of crying, God gave you tear ducts just like He gave us. You have the right to cry. God gave you that right to cry. You are not less of a man for crying. See, a man that don't cry, that's a dangerous man, because that man is like a boiling pot of hot water. And sooner or later, if that person does not deal with their issues, they're going to boil over and explode on somebody and not even mean to do it. But because they're not dealing with their emotions and not believing that their men shouldn't cry, they listen to that stupid stuff. Man, if you need to cry, cry. I ain't saying you got to sit there and cry all the time. Don't nobody want no man crying all the time. But if God makes those tears come, let them flow. If you have been hurt by somebody, if you're going through anything and you want to cry, damn it, cry. That's what God gave you tears for. That crying cleanses your soul. And I promise you, after you might have a headache or your nose, maybe your whole head may be clogged up. I know that happens to me. That happens to me time to time. But let that out. Who was out? What comedian said you better blow that shit out? Make sure you are doing things that make you happy in your life. Don't just do them just to do them. Make sure you are getting something gratifying out of it. Make sure you are putting your all into something that you really want. Make sure that you love you first. You work on you first. You feed your spirit and soul first. You feed your mind first. So can't nobody say you don't know this or don't know that or can't do this or can't do that. Learn to be self sufficient even if you're in a marriage. I was always told I think my godmother told me that. If I remember, I was a little kid though, but I think my godmother told me. Make sure you always have your own special pot that don't nobody else know about, or your spouse, should I say? They can't touch, so they can't touch it. That'll be your safe spot. So in case if you need to leave, or if there's something you really want to do, and they not down with it, put your own money to the side. Make sure you put $20, whatever, $50, whatever you can put away, that it don't look suspicious or crazy. Like, wait a minute, you usually get paid this. What happened? You can't take too much, but always have your own safety net. Always have your own safety net, because if you don't, you'll be stuck in a relationship, living in a home with someone that you can't even stand to look at. Looking at a person that has hurt you, destroyed your spirit, and made you feel the way you feel at that moment. Walk away. Be grateful for still being alive. Be thankful that God has blessed you with another day on this earth, because some people don't make it out of those situations alive. And I know I've been talking way too much. But again, these are the things that go on in my mind. I just figured, hell, I'll share it with y'all. Like I said, it's not a diary, but it's just how I'm feeling today. So I figured I'd just make a live about it. And you leave some comments down below and let me know what you think about anything that I have said. Hit the thumbs up, I would truly appreciate it. And it is time for the queen to go to sleep. So have a blessed day. Stay safe. Own up to your ish. Clear the negative energy out of your life. Ask God to remove the people in your life and the things in your life that are causing you pain, anxiety, stress, depression, or has actually physically hurt you. Ask God to remove those people out of your life that mean you no good. Love who you are. Stand in who you are. And never allow anyone or anything stop you from shining. Never let no one take your power away from you. And I know people say, oh, y'all say that because you never lived it. God, I refuse to live it. If I ever hear about a man that put his hands on any woman, I won't deal with him. Because if you do it once, you'll do it again. But then it depends on the woman as well. Because sometimes women like that type of stuff and they know what buttons to push. So they get a kick out of that stupid stuff. Well, those are my brain thoughts for today. And I did a live why? Just because. Y'all have a beautiful day. Beautiful. Lord have mercy. Have a beautiful day. Spend some time with your family. Love up on your children. Tell them that you love them. Show them that you love them. Give your friends and family a little bit of grace if they deserve it. Forgive them for yourself. Be honest with yourself. make sure that you give 110% to whatever it is you want in your life to grow. May God keep you all safe. May you allow him to move through you. Keep your head down in prayer. Ask for justice for Shaquilla Robinson. And the last few people that passed away recently, I can't remember their names, but I send prayers to them and their families. Know that God has got you as long as you are making sure you are living right, treating people right, and being honest about who you are and what you do and how you feel. You have a right to those feelings, and you have the right to express them the way you feel. But let's get us some respect, sis. We all need some respect. You don't have to like a person to say something to them. If you don't like the person, don't say nothing to them. Stay away from them. That'll make it the easiest way to get past somebody. So with that being said, this is Stu Queen. Be out. Have a good one, y'all.
I spent so many nights sleeping on me, but I finally realized I'm all that I need. I'm that girl, been that chick, never needed no one else. I've been that bitch, plenty on my mind, a couple on the side. Baby, I'm a dime, that face card don't decline. So tell me what it's giving, oh, I can tell you're living for this, what you've been missing, boy.